New information as to why Gypsy is no longer in the Creator Rewards program. Okay, so she was on a live the other day with her friend Bree saying that she was mass reported out of bullying and harassment, and that she thinks that that's the reason why she was kicked out of the Creator Rewards program. I can upload that clip for you if you haven't seen it yet.
That I got mass reported, and I didn't know what was going on with my account, because I'm like, there's no reason that I should have been kicked out of the creator fund. And the reason that TikTok gave me was violating community guidelines. And I'm like, they're about makeup tutorials, clothing hauls. I'm like, what violates community guidelines of these kinds of videos? So I went back and forth with TikTok, and they were not helpful at all. They're like, well, this is why community guidelines exist, but I don't need to know any of that. I'm getting that's reported out of harassment. What part of that don't you comprehend? I want to talk to a human being.
The sad part is on YouTube, you had, and
it doesn't seem like Gypsy understands that when she posted that information about Ryan being on MAT medication, as well as the apology video admitting that she posted that out of spite, she violated community guidelines.
Took it out. As of yesterday, May 12th, the Creator Code of Conduct now states this: if we find verifiable claims related to your conduct on or off the platform, credible news stories, social media posts, or self-admission to misconduct, we may decline or suspend your access to the Creator program. Meaning, even if claims are being made about you, the trust and safety or compliance team has to go investigate those claims and verify them. Additionally, if you look at the language or the violations that they're targeting, it's very specific, like there's a magnitude of harm that must be attained. They also state Creator Code of Conduct will apply to future participation in Creator programs and will not restrict compensation from past engagements. In other words, they're not going after millions of people looking 7 years into their past to find this tiniest thing that you did wrong to demonetize you. They most likely will have to go through this policy if someone is identified as highly corrosive, harmful, has significant influence, because the bottom line is that type of influence should not be rewarded because it looks bad not only on the platform, but also on the advertisers who want to be on that platform. Remember, the bottom line is advertiser dollars, brands being able to use the platform. That's a significant chunk of the revenue TikTok retains. Even if you have a criminal past, I don't think that they're looking at just if you're a criminal. I think they're looking at if that crime actually makes you someone who is dangerous to the community. And further reinforcing that platforms will not act on rumor or hearsay in determining if they're going to deplatform or demonetize someone. And TikTok updated their terms of...
So as you heard, TikTok's new Creator Rewards program is penalizing people that they feel is a threat to the community guidelines. Not solely based on criminal past, based on your influence and the danger that you pose to the platform as a whole. And we have seen her behavior, her doxing people, her getting her little minions to do all of her dirty work for her, Bree, and now she's recruited Renee. I don't know if you know who Renee is, but Renee posts a lot of content about Gypsy, and the other day, Renee leaked text messages that were sent from Ryan to Gypsy because Gypsy gave out Ryan's phone number on the app. She was sending people screenshots of messages that Ryan sent to her so that those people would leak the messages on TikTok in order to portray Ryan as some big bad villain. She's pissed off at Ryan about the fact that Ryan is on Cameo, that people are paying him to do birthdays and different things like that. She's also mad that Ryan leaked those messages, and her behavior is the reason why she is no longer being allowed to monetize on TikTok. It has absolutely nothing to do with being bullied and harassed or mass reported. However, if Gypsy is mass reporting people or getting other people to mass report people or dox people or share misleading information, Because of the amount of influence that her account has with 9.6 million followers, she likes to use that all the time. This is where TikTok is saying, oh, you have 9.6 million followers. You are exhibiting behaviors that are dangerous to our community because of the level of influence that you do have on this platform. I am going to demonetize you as a punishment so that you change your behavior on the platform. And instead of taking responsibility for her actions, she deflects, like always, blames everyone else because it's never Gypsy's fault. It's always somebody else's fault. And she runs over to YouTube because she thinks that she's going to be able to monetize on YouTube. YouTube doesn't allow you to filter comments the way that TikTok does. People are not going to be supportive of Gypsy over on YouTube. And if TikTok's community guidelines are becoming this strict, she's definitely going to have trouble in the future monetizing on YouTube as well as all other platforms. Not because of her crime, but because of her current behavior now. Her utilizing the platform to harass, bully, dox, manipulate, and harm others. And basically engaging in behaviors that are very CULT-like and amassing people to do her dirty work for her. They are not going to put up with that anymore. So if Gypsy wants to make money on this app, she needs to change her behavior. She needs to look in herself and stop pointing the finger at everyone else and start doing the work that she needs to do to be a better person, because she has a child now that is looking up to her, and not only her own child looking up to her, but millions of very, very influential young minds looking up to her and thinking that this behavior is normal. Her behavior is nothing but toxic. She does not have the mind of a 33-year-old woman, as stated in her medical records. She is mentally handicapped, and she's trying to pretend that she's not, and she's weaponizing her platform to enlist people to cause harm to others. Just the other day, Bree took a picture outside of somebody's home. And everybody in the comment section was like, whose house are we at? They're trying to play it off like it's some joke. It's not a joke when you are blatantly like threatening that you're gonna pull up to somebody's house. That's not cute or funny. That is dangerous behavior. It is criminal behavior. It is called stalking and harassing. It was like Bree wanted that person to know that she was there. I don't know, it was just weird. And then Bree posted this whole video. Bree was talking about how Gypsy is one of her best friends, and that's fine. Everybody deserves to have a friend. However, when Gypsy is using and triangulating her best friend to cause harm to other people, including Ryan, who is on this platform, by airing text messages and then accusing him of being homophobic because Ryan was upset, and rightfully so. Gypsy gave out his phone number, not to just one creator on this TikTok app, to multiple creators on this app. And then sent those exact messages that she shared with creators on TikTok to TMZ and people and all these other platforms to try to get them to do her dirty work for her. And TMZ and People Magazine, they're all falling right into her trap, because Gypsy never does anything herself. She always does everything by proxy. And she will use anyone and everyone that she can in order to continue to push her narrative and whatever she wants people to believe, whatever perception of her she wants the public to have of her. And her behavior is dangerous. It is criminal. And that's why she's being penalized, not because of bullying and harassment. Did you know about these new TikTok creator guidelines? Did you know that people with criminal histories aren't necessarily going to be taken off the app, especially if they're not exhibiting criminal activity now? And have you seen Gypsy exhibit criminal behavior on the app? Are you in agreement that her getting demonetized was because of her own criminal behavior? And her getting mad at Ryan and running to YouTube trying to make money because she's upset that he created a Cameo account. It's like, girl, leave this man alone. Stop trying to tell everyone that he is a terrible person and just live your life. You're not making yourself look good. You're making yourself look extremely petty, vindictive, resentful, and manipulative and dangerous, which is all things that we already knew. However, Gypsy continuing to show this behavior is showing everybody now who she truly is. She thinks that by doing these things, people are going to turn their back on Ryan, but it's not working, Gypsy. And the more and more and more you push everyone to think that he's a bad guy, we have to sit back and ask, why? What is she trying to make us dislike him for so much?